Okay, so hey Exiles. So this is my day one Bowbleed Gladiator. With less than 5 hours played, I've been able to reach the start of Act 5 at the Overseer Tower. A lot slower than most, but I've just been chilling and not rushing it. Overall, the leveling is pretty smooth and not challenging with the playstyle I'm using. I do recommend I do recommend it to non-experienced players to try this build out, since the only thing you really need throughout the campaign are 2-3 links and a bow with high physical damage. So moving on to what my current gear is, as you can see, these are just bits and pieces. It's not really good. Some of these don't even have don't even have life in them. Definitely targets for upgrade in the future. And yes, I was able to finish up to Act 5 with only these pieces of gear. Okay, so these are the gear that I've ended up with, just scrounging up whatever I could find while playing. 3 and 4 links drop plenty while playing, but the issue is with the correct bases. Uh, it won't always be what you need, but with a bit of RNG on my side, I got what I needed for the links. Okay, so my future plans on this character, I want to get my last two Ascendancies before finishing the campaign, just so we don't get hit with the final resistance penalty when we finally kill Kitaba. So, also with the Ascendancies brought up, you only really need up until Merciless completed, with Arena Challenger first, up to Gratuitous Violence, expected last. Uber Lab is not mandatory at all, and you can definitely reach endgame without it. Here you can see Arena Challenger is expected first. This is mostly because of utility, so that we can move around fast and get to the places that we need to be to finish the campaign. I opted for this first because it just feels better when leveling throughout the campaign, and I don't need the damage that this will give eventually. So it didn't make a lot of sense to spec into this first, but we'll definitely be needing it when we hit maps. So getting these before we kill Kitawa is going to be great. So moving on, gear upgrades. So somewhere along the line, I'll be gearing towards spell suppression. Since armor bases don't roll spell suppression, I'll be looking out for armor and evasion bases. I'll edit my filter to just show those bases and just limit it to T1 bases. I know it's straight, but you never know when I'll hit something nice. I'm also planning to set up my auras. Set up my auras like getting pride, determination, malevolence, a bit of banner tech, and something like that. I only played a bit. I only played a bit lastly, and there were huge changes to aura reservation. So I'm not well versed on how to work around those, but I guess I'll figure it out eventually, either through getting or just by dropping an aura entirely. I guess we'll see. Then we move on to our weapons and links. Since what I have right now are just 4 links and a 3 link. I think this is for just ensnaring arrow and ballista totem. So in the future, getting a 6 link for puncture. Where's my puncture layer? Getting a 6 link for puncture is going to be huge for progression. We can just leave our split arrow at the 5 link. This one at the 5 link because it will just be used for clear, and most of the enemies, I think, with a high physical damage bow, even with a 5 link, Split arrow with a 5 link will still clear perfectly fine since we will be carried by our gratuitous violence with the explodey pops. So, moving forward, I'm also going to target to get at least a 400 to 500 physical bow, and that should be just fine up to reds. If I remember correctly, on my previous build, I had a bow with somewhere along those lines, and I was able to reach endgame with it. But at my state of progress, I'm not touching juiced reds yet. So juiced reds yet. So I'm not going to need a super high physical damage boss now. So what I have now definitely won't be what I'll have later. A lot of you can still be upgraded with life and resistances, and I'm going to upgrade as I go. So moving on to our skill 3. So at the start, since I already have an idea of what I did, I passed toward Dex nodes first and immediately rushed to bloodletting. And of course, I spec into attacks of 15% chance to cause bleeding, because with only chance to bleed, we'll only have 25% chance to cause bleeding, and specking into this will definitely up our chance for a smoother leveling experience. And so after getting bloodletting, I spec immediately towards Resolute Technique, and then after Resolute Technique, just to explain a bit, getting Resolute Technique early will just make the leveling so much easier since we don't have to worry about our accuracy. So after getting that, I prompted the Savage Wolves, getting of course a 15% chance to cause bleeding so that we can have finally... Wait, is that... wait, without the bow... Oops, that doesn't work like that. But without the bow, this should be 95% chance to cause bleeding. So basically 100% chance to cause bleeding. Okay, so right now I'm only up until Vanquisher, and then eventually I'm going to get Tireless, then get the notes here, Relentless Veteran Soldier. If I'm able to get some nice jewels, probably going to get this one here, and then eventually here, and then other sources of physical damage, and then more life, and then for auras probably these nodes, Champion of the Cause, and from what I've seen, probably going to get the mastery here so that we can fit some of our auras in, and then eventually we'll be passing through here, Mage Bane, when we finally do get to gear for spell suppression. And I'm guessing I'm going to need it at the start of yellows to reds, and having 100% chance to spell suppress is definitely going to be huge. I guess that's it for now. I'll play through and finish somewhere, and I'll update you from there. Then with nothing else, always remember, Exiles, break glass always provides. See you.